Hey guys, my name is Ryan and welcome to HitScan. I'm doing the live videos for once. It's usually Miska that does this, but I'm giving it a try. And I have a bit of an experiment to run, but we have another PTR patch. Blizzard weren't kidding when they said that they wanted to patch more frequently. Wrecking Ball got a bit of a nerf. Let's go over that. Kapow, see? Like, I don't know if this is going to end disastrous, but this is to patch out Pile Driver. Loss of air control reduced from 1 second to 0.5. What the hell does that mean, Ryan? Well, it's a nerf to Wrecking Ball because it affects not Wrecking Ball himself, but these bad boys. So when you get hit by Wrecking Ball's Pile Driver, you are not stuck in the air as long. So if I slam down here, half a second, the training bots will have full control over their characters. They can move out the way of particular things, right? So let's say I'm a Wrecking Ball, I get my ultimate, and I slam people down. Sometimes the pile driver could pull you into places where you would get hit by a mine. So basically, the player has more control to get out of situations that might end up getting them killed. So it doesn't really affect Wrecking Ball personally at all. He still feels just as good as before, if not still incredibly strong, but you as the person that's getting shafted by a Wrecking Ball has a bit more control. Now, I'm going to go change hero whilst we talk about the next change, which I think is massive. Brigitta got nerfed. The repair pack armor overheal has been reduced from 75 to 50, with the HPS healing per second decreased quite considerably. So obviously you guys didn't know because you didn't see the video, but today's video is actually going to be the rise of new Brigitta, because Brigitta's pick rate in GM and across all the tiers is a lot beefier now. She is the third maybe most popular support in GM behind Lucio and Moira. And people like Violet have pretty much shown that this hero is very strong in the right hands, and people are now becoming aware of that. Hopefully the game audio isn't too loud in the background, just as an FYI. So really, when a character's full health and you give them armor like this, it used to give them 75 health, but as you can see kind of on screen, it only gives them 50. Of course, because it's armor and it's Brigitta, it does mean that eventually does disappear. And overall, your healing output, when it comes to your Inspire passive, is a lot less, a hell of a lot less. It all adds up because this is consistent healing. So this makes Brigitta a lot worse. Not terrible, but I think it really has taken the wind out of her sails when it comes to her being an actual good supported DPS hero. Pretty much, that's all Brigitta. But this version of Brigitta is still good, but the version that's currently on live is really strong. So I'm not surprised that Blizzard have gone down this route. After speaking with people at Blizzard that said, Brigitta's pick rate and win rate is pretty good, regardless of, how people perceive her. So that's a big area. The next one I wanted to go over whilst I change, this is a big one. Widowmaker got nerfed. Let me just pick up the hero whilst I also look at that. The full charge time between a shot has been increased from 0.83 seconds, to 0.1. Fairly easy. I'm not going to be able to show a comparison because you know how these videos are. The unfortunate truth about doing videos like this is you can have to get a video out very quickly, but you could already see it. If you play a decent amount of Widowmaker, you can already see how slow the charge up time is in comparison to the other version that's currently on live. It's not drastic. It's, 1/5 of a second increase. So if you don't play a lot of Widowmaker, you might not notice it, but I think if you are a player that wants to play her, that's a pretty big thing. This is interesting considering that Widowmaker's pick rate was going up after the PTR changes, with less Hanzo. Hanzo being a little bit worse meant that people were playing Widowmaker more. So this option puts her and Hanzo, I think, on equal footing, but also introduces other options when it comes to like DPS in general, right? McCree's pick rate has gone up. The flankers have been played a little bit more. Those kind of areas are really important for the health of the game. And I think DPS is looking at a really good spot. This is a pretty hefty nerf to Widowmaker, I would say. Can still make her work, of course. It's not going to affect you that dramatically, but I like this change as somebody that's been on the other side of a lot of headshots. The final one, all of the Symmetra mains on the Battle.net forums will be very happy with this, although it's only to a secondary fire. She got buffed, her damage got increased from 120 to 140, but like I said, it's just for her right click. It just means that the damage that this does in total goes up to 140 instead of 120. So for a lot of characters, you still need to have 2 fully charged shots to be able to do damage. You put Tracer on like 10 health if you hit her, but like it's nice that Symmetra's getting some treatment. I wouldn't say that this is dramatically strong, but I feel like this is one of those changes that ultimately could be a lot more beneficial than it looks like it. On paper, it doesn't look that exciting. But let's be fair, the damage that her primary fire does is pretty beefy still, even after the nerfs that she got a couple of months ago now. So this just increases her damage output. And with less barriers and more spam, I guess it's going to add up eventually. But they are the changes. There's only 4 of them, just to recap so you know, and to test myself honestly. The first one is Wreckingball got nerfed, not to the hero in particular, but just how it affects you as somebody that's been pile-driven, drived. Brigitta's repair pack was actually decreased. I actually messed it up, I think, because it says repair pack, but healing per second has been decreased on the repair pack, not overall. Okay, so I probably screwed that up. I'll put that in the comments, but I thought that was just healing per second in general. So yeah, my bad. I'll put that in the comments. But does that affect Brigitta too much, actually, on the face of it? Not as much as I was expecting. But that still hurts her and her healing output. But her healing output is still very good. So that's my bad on screwing that up. Usually we spot this stuff after the video's gone out, so that makes a change. Widowmaker got nerfed. The charge up time for her primary fire to get to 100%. Has gone up 1/5 of a second to 1 second exactly. Might be helpful for timing, but you're a lot slower. It means that you can't get those headshots as quick as before. And Symmetra, damage increased on the secondary fire. Some pretty straightforward changes, but Blizzard weren't really messing around when they said that they were really going after the meta. Not sure going after Symmetra is the answer, but all around good changes. More stuff like this that's more frequent is better for the game, honestly. But thanks for watching this video. This is the first time I've done a live video like this. Apologies for getting the Brigitte information messed up. I kind of feel a bit dumb for that, but, you know, at least I caught it. Miska usually, it takes him a couple of hours before he realizes he screws up. Not to throw him under the bus. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you soon.